Solving common music production challenges, tips and tricks. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coinx and today we are diving into the world of music production. Whether you are a seasoned pro or just someone starting out, we all encounter common challenges that can make the creative process a bit tricky. But don't let it discourage you, because in this video, we will explore some of these issues and provide practical solutions to help you overcome them. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our helpful content. The first point on this list is what I called drowning in the sea of plugins. What do I mean? If you've been following me, you'll notice that for the past few months, I've been talking about free VST and effect plugins. I've been sharing it on this platform to you guys. And somehow I felt that it will not be complete if I don't also bring this discussion. It is absolutely nice, it is beautiful to have freebies, but also have it at the back of your mind that having access to a whole lot of plugins can be overwhelming. So it is very, very important to optimize your workflow by curating a concise selection of plugins tailored to your music genre. Yeah, I know you might be wondering, then why make videos about free VSTs and effect plugins? I'm making those videos so that you get to know that plugins like this exist and situations whereby you lack the financial strength to buy the paid ones. But in as much as I'm making all these videos and you have access to all these plugins, I'm now encouraging you, which is very, very important, to invest time to filter all the plugins and choose the most relevant ones that is tailored to your music genre. As a beat maker, mixing engineer, or whatever, invest time to pick those ones that are very, very, very okay, and relates to the type of music genre you make, because it would be so unfair that I keep pushing out these freebies to you guys and leading you into drowning yourself in the sea of plugins. So I decided to put it out here today so that you have it at the back of your mind. So when you come across new plugins, you know what you're looking for. Does it meet the standard of music you make? Does it solve the problem you have in mind? Does it sound nice? Is it good enough? And before making the final decision of keeping them in your plugin arsenal. That takes us to the next point on this list. I titled this Drowning in Creative Block. One of the most frustrating challenges in music production is facing a creative block. And trust me, we all have been there. You know what I mean. It happens to the best of us. Now, let's look at the solution. Subjectively, it's just from my own perspective. I suggest take a step back, engage in activities outside of music. If possible, listen to different genres or collaborate with other artists, because sometimes when you step away from your project for a while, that can provide a fresh perspective you need to break through that creative barrier. Very vital to take a break. Not only is going to help you, come up with better creative ideas, it can also save you a whole lot when it comes to your health, relieve the ear fatigue you have, waist pain and all that. It's an opportunity for you to exercise a little bit, to reset your body. Very, very important. And that takes us to the next point on this list. I called this mixing mishaps. Like we all know, mixing to be one of the hardest process in music production, especially the beginners. So one common issue we all face is muddy or cluttered mixes. So the question is, how do we solve this problem? From my own point of view, first, focus on proper EQing. And that brings us back to what I previously said. That it's very important to invest time to study the tools you work with. So if you understand the fundamentals of EQ, it doesn't even matter the brand of EQ you're using, be fat filter, Moss EQ, be it any EQ. For the fact you've invested time to study that EQ, it will be a whole lot easier for you to use it to achieve whatever you want to. And make sure each instrument has its own space in the frequency spectrum. But if you want me to treat a topic on how you can use an EQ to create spaces during mixing, Just let me know in the comment section, okay? Then finally, don't be afraid to use high pass and low pass filters to clean up the mix. And this is the most important point, mixing with reference track. Reference your favorite tracks to understand how professional mixes sound. If you have an idea of how a professional mix sound, it will be a lot easier for you to know when you are using too much of the low pass or you are using too much of the high pass. Very, very, very important. Okay? And that takes us to the next point on this list. MIDI mayhem. We all have troubles with MIDI at some point in our journey as a music producer. It could be timing issues, it could be velocity problems, or just uninspiring MIDI performance. That can be very daunting. So to tackle this, first consider harmonizing your MIDI with subtle variations in timing and velocity. Don't play complex things. That will be so difficult for you to now control those velocities and the timing, okay? Additionally, experiment with different virtual instruments or plugins to breathe live into your MIDI arrangements. And finally, ensure you go through your settings, either on your CPU or on your DAW. Make sure you set everything right to avoid lagging or latency issue. That is where you check your ASIO drivers, your audio interface drivers and things like that to properly set them so that you don't encounter those lags and your MIDI falling out of time. Very, very, very important. And trust me, you will be so shocked at the type of results you get if you put all these things into consideration and also application. And then the last point on this list is the almighty loudness war. The infamous loudness war is an ongoing struggle in the music production world. It is very tempting to make your tracks as loud as possible, but there is a price to pay. You have to consider the platforms you're going to stream all these songs. What are their limits, their loudness limits? So these are the things you put into consideration. You don't just go into the studio and make a track as loud as possible. At the end of the day, when you send it out there, they might reject it or they will cut it down in volume. And sometimes you see your track sounding so distorted and unprofessional. And I believe you will not like that. So it is important to just focus on achieving a clear mix and then let mastering process handle the overall loudness. Because if you try to get the loudest volume possible on your track, you might end up losing dynamic range and clarity. So guys, there you have it. Solutions to some common music production challenges. I try to keep this video as simple and as short as possible. I hope these tips help you overcome any hurdles you may face in your creative journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow music producers. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more content like this. Thanks for watching and happy producing. And until next time, bye for now.